Amy's going to try and get us on again, but I'll finish what I was saying. Should we go outside? Okay, you guys can hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, so basically I was saying, you know, I say my famous line where I say, hey, I don't know if this sounds weird, but are you on Facebook? I'd love to connect with you. And I've never been told no. And so what I do is I hand them my phone and I say, would you mind finding yourself? And then I screenshot that so that I can remember to send them a message when I get home. And so it would look something like this. Hey, it was so nice meeting you at the park today. Your kids are so cute. Love connecting with you. I just wanted to say thank you so much. Look forward to getting to know you more. I don't even mention Plexus, you guys, because I'm building and I'm planting seeds with her. So that's what I do on trying to get more, and I add that person to my Franks list. Your Franks list you should always be adding people to that Franks list, okay? So another thing I do to grow people on my Franks list is through Instagram, the power of a hashtag. I have grown my business is probably 85% grown through Instagram. Facebook owns Instagram, and so can you guys? No.
You're like slowly.
Can you guys hear me? Okay.
You're slowly growing out.
Okay. It's probably like my face, like, huh? I'm sorry. Can y'all see us now?
Yes.
You want to hear how crazy this is? My phone, her phone, my laptop, none of them are working, and we're on a Galaxy tablet now. So this is the 4th electronic we've tried. Okay. You guys good? Can I finish?
Yes.
Okay.
Instagram.
85%.
Okay. So Instagram, I've grown about 85% of my business off of Instagram. That is because Facebook owns Instagram. Do you see when you're on Facebook how all of those messages are popping up for advertising and people are selling things? Well, people have not really tapped into the Instagram market for sales. And so how do people find you? Through hashtags. So what you need to do is you need to market and brand yourself. Do not be hashtagging Plexus. Do not be hashtagging Pink Drink. You need to be because who's going to find you? Plexus peeps, right? Are they going to buy from you or sign up under you? No. You need to be hashtagging who you are, who your market is, who you want to attract. Think of who do I want on my team? Who's going to need these products? And that's how people find you. Also, trending hashtags. If it's the 4th of July, hashtag 4th of July. If it's Super Bowl, hashtag Super Bowl. And think of anything that you can market with that. Now, what I do is I gain followers through that. And when I get a new follower, I send them a message that simply looks like, hi, thank you so much for following. I just wanted to take some time and say thank you for following our crazy family. I wanted to introduce myself. I'm Bridget Ryan, stay-at-home mom to 7 kids, but we rarely stay home. I love to travel. Anyway, you know, and I say something like, looking forward to connecting with you. Something very simple. I don't even mention Plexus. And I will send 50 of those out a night. Maybe not every night, depending on how many followers I get through hashtags. And then maybe out of those 50 that I send out through private message, I will get maybe 5 to 10 back saying, oh my gosh, thank you so much for your message. I have 3 kids. We live in Oregon. And then I will build a relationship with them. But guess what? Those people get moved to my Franks list and moved to my follow-up and my IPA. That's how I'm constantly adding to my circle of influence, because so you can get people onto your Franks list through doing what Amy does and doing what I do. So those 2 things you need to do. We were at the Emerald training in Hawaii, and they were talking about your power hour. You guys, your power hour, go to the bathroom first, eat first, get all of that out of the way. Make sure your kids are tucked in bed or whatever you need to do so that your power hour is spent on income producing activity. 10 minutes of that hour should be spent on Instagram, on your hashtags and building that network and sending those out. Another 10 minutes should be doing all follow-ups from your IPA. And maybe after your power hour is done and you've income produced, then you can go like your friends' things on Facebook and you can tell them congratulations for ranking up and you can do a post in your team page. But before you get your own business taken care of and build your own self-business momentum, then you can start taking care of your team. Never go into management mode because they're going to see you doing it and they're going to do exactly what their leader's doing. Here's another question that Amy and I like to ask is, you guys all want a rock star to join your team, right? I mean, you only need 2 rock stars. What are some qualities that you would want in a rock star? Can you guys shoot some at us?
Self-motivated. Did you hear her?
Motivated?
Self-motivated.
What else?
Passionate. Passionate.
Yes.
What else? Successful.
Circle of their influence level needs to be pretty high.
Fearless.
What about
Fearless.
Fearless? Yes, that's one of the big ones. Somebody who's not a people pleaser or afraid of what people are going to think or say, right? So that is what, if you're wanting somebody like that on your team, you need to be that person first. So you need to be your own rock star. And also, when you're prospecting on Instagram or out and about, you kind of want to look for this in people. You want to look for people who are happy and positive and generally care about people. And that's how you want to build relationships with them, relationship marketing with them online. And so I do that too, because technically, yes, we share about life-saving products. That is our business. But we also hire and train people because you want business builders on your team. So you want to hire and train people that are business-minded as well. So keep that in mind when you're prospecting and building relationships online. No, it's okay.
Okay. So basically, guys, like what Bridget and I have been doing, this is why I'm so excited that y'all are all making this retreat, because you can brainstorm together. While you're there, be so grateful and thankful for each other. Form those relationships, make them strong. Even, I mean, I know y'all are all under Jamie and Kim and them, but you're not all on each other's teams. You're sidelines too. So you need to be brainstorming. Your best friend should be Plexus right now because it's like-minded and you're in a common goal. So when your family or your other best friend that's not involved in Plexus downs you or you hear something negative, that you don't let that affect you. Guys, you have to, I keep saying keep your blinders on, but you have to be focused on your end game. What is your end game? Mine was to retire my husband. Same with Bridget. We were both complete skeptics. We both took the products. I took them 7 or 8 months before I decided to share. She took them 9 months as a retail customer before she decided to share. So both of us were skeptical. So that's why we're saying, like, you run with the runners, but don't forget the other people. Like, if my upline would have just left me behind and not said, listen, I really believe you could do this. Please do this. I might not have ever started. So, those people that are wholesale ambassadors, reach out to them again. If you have a chance, maybe reach out and say, hey, I know it wasn't your time 6 months ago, but, and maybe I didn't do everything I should have, when I first signed you up. But I'm willing to coach 3 people this month, and you were one of the first people on my list that I thought of. Would you be willing to do your business now and start with me, and I'll be your coach? So you can reach out to people, guys, because I guarantee you when you first started Plexus, you did not do everything right. I mean, I still don't do everything right, but like when I first started, I sold weight loss. I mean, like I lost 20 pounds. So I assumed everybody would lose 20 pounds right away. So I've had to go back and now talk to people in a different way. So if you've been with the company, I like to tell people, if you've been with the company longer than a year or 2 and you just feel like you're stuck, lots of people say they feel stuck. Guys, you're not stuck. You're not stuck. I don't believe in that. I just believe that you're not doing the steps that you need to get ahead because you've got a bunch of people on your team and you don't want to like neglect them. You don't want to let them down. I mean, Bridget's people on her team will say, Amy is such a great leader.
Right.
And my people will say, Bridget is such a great leader. And I'm like, hello, I'm right here. You know, like, but people don't, you take for granted what you have. Y'all would not go any quicker if you were on my team or on Bridget's team.
Right.
It's all your own success, your own self-motivation. Like Jamie teaches the same exact things that we do. Same with Kim. Like all of us as leaders say the exact same thing. We all do. There's no magic formula to growing your business except what Bridget said, signing people up. So while you're at this retreat, your number one thing should be making your contact list, because I guarantee y'all don't all have a contact list. Some people do, but when I ask my people, it's like 2 people have a contact list. You need to have a contact list in your phone or on a piece of paper that you're always adding to. And so make your list, and then you're going to start going through, and you're going to message as many people as you can. Bridget always says, and I started doing this, voice messaging.
Yes.
It saves you time. People hear your passion and belief, and you're just going to shoot off a quick message. Hey, girl, I noticed that you're like constantly complaining on Facebook about energy. You know, I have so much energy now, and I used to crawl to the coffee pot every morning. I know you've seen me blowing up Facebook about Plexus. I would love to talk to you. Can I call you Thursday? And I only need 10 minutes of your time. And that's what you're going to do. You're going to reach out to people. Don't send everybody a generic copy and paste message, because they're going to ignore you.
Yes. They need to hear from you. And voice message, first of all, it saves time. I can message everybody on my team has heard this, 42 people in 12 minutes. 12 minutes. I put it down. Okay. But yes, 42 people in 12 minutes, I can voice message them and follow up that way, and always make the first part of that about them. Let them know that you're talking to them. They're not just a number. Like, hey, Kim, I know that I messaged you a couple weeks ago. I just wanted to follow up. I love seeing your family vacation. Your kids look so adorable matching on your vacation. I love to match my girls too. I just wanted to see how you're doing. If you had any questions, be strategic in your follow-ups. Have a game plan there. If you're following up for the 3rd time and you know Kim has had migraines, say, hey, Kim, you know, I know we've talked before, but here's a testimony that I found on somebody who got relief from Plexus with the migraines. Check it out. Let me know what you think. Now she still ignores you. Come back again and say, hey, Kim, just offering a special this Friday only. If you sign up, I'm offering $10 back from today only, or the sign up fee, or whatever you feel need if you really want Kim on your team. So have a plan on when you're following up. And but before I go, I've got to go. We're going on a sunset cruise, my husband and I, on a date, and so I got to go get ready. But I want to leave it with this before I turn it back over to Amy, is create a culture within your team that bonds people together. I loved what Amy was saying, how you guys need to know each other, because I find that when you bond people together and you have a culture, a team culture that really cares about people, that you're all willing to help each other, and you're working for something bigger than yourself. Yes, we all want to make it to Hawaii. We all want to earn a 6-figure income. We all want to do these things on our why list. But ultimately, if we don't have something bigger in mind, and we don't all get together and work on that common goal, you know, you just have, that just creates, people don't fall off as easy, is what I'm trying to say. When you have a bond there and you're working together and you have relationships, people feel tied to where they're not going to just fall off when things get tough. So I've done that with my team, and I truly believe that's why my team is so successful, is because we're bonded tight and we're working for bigger things, and together we feel like we can do more. So thanks so much for having me, guys, and you guys have a great rest of the weekend. Or what day is it?
Friday.
Saturday. It is Saturday.
We're retired.
Bye, you guys. Bye.
She's like 1 floor up from me. And so my 7 kids are either in here or in her room. We don't know where they're at, but we just know there's 14 kids like all around this hotel. So it's pretty funny. Okay, so I'm going to let Jamie and Kim ask me questions, because they know I could talk Plexus all day.
Anybody have any questions for Amy? So we've talked a lot this weekend about the 3-way calls and getting team members on with them. So can you, Laura did a role play earlier with Can you kind of tell us like how that has really helped your business be successful?
So basically, for example, guys, I feel like three-way calls, it's providing that third-party validation. So even though I sign somebody up and I feel very confident and you know my abilities to sign somebody up, it's hearing just that third-party validator, somebody else coming in and confirming what you're saying. So for example, I have a level 1. She's a master's degree in wildlife biology, and she's very knowledgeable. Why would she need me? But she signed up an attorney. And the attorney's like, I'm not posting on Facebook. I want a story. And I messaged her. I said, hey, let's just talk for 10 minutes. I want to talk to you about my story. And when I was talking to that attorney, I was saying things that my level 1 can't say. Like, hey, I've been doing this 2 years. This is my story. I was skeptical too, you know, and just confirming what my level 1 had said to her already. And I was like, listen, you don't have to have a great story to post on Facebook. You know, all you're going to do is share my story or share Stacia's story, but you need to post right away. And by the time we got off the call, she was already posting. I was walking her through her first post. And it's because people need to hear a third-party validator. Everywhere we're going across the country in our bus, we're providing third-party validation to people because, you know, you could tell your best friend about Plexus forever, for a year, and she won't sign up. And then Eric and I come through town, and you see like 7 kids hop off this big Plexus bus, and we're fully retired, and this girl will say, you know, well, my friend has been telling me about Plexus, and then I say, well, you're crazy. Why have you not signed up under her? Do you know how much money we make? Do you know we're fully retired? And then they call that person and sign up right away. It's because people have to hear about Plexus 8 to 10 times before they decide to sell. 8 to 10 times before they try the product or sign up. It is very rare that people sign up right away with your Plexus business. So that's why you're getting people on three-way calls, because if I sign somebody up, I usually know them. I'm invested in them. They're my friend. They're my family. So you feel uncomfortable telling them to do things. You know, you're sort of like, oh, post on Facebook. But the upline doesn't know them. So they're able to like drill them. Jamie's able to say, you know, listen, this is how much we're making, and we know how, you know, you have a huge circle of influence, you have this going for you, and I want you to post. And usually they'll do it because she's saying it. When you say it, it's not as effective. So three-way calls, when we sign somebody up, I'm sure Jamie has told y'all, or y'all have heard, y'all do the same thing as us, but we try and get people to post on Facebook right away. And what do people say? Y'all probably said it too. I'm not going to post till I have a story, right? I'm not going to post on Facebook till I have a testimony. And so how you get around that is you send them exactly what you want them to post on Facebook. So if you look at any of my team members, if I'm tagged in anything, everybody writes the same 2 lines on Facebook. So excited to start these natural supplements my friend Amy told me about. She had better energy, better this, better that. Who wants to try it with me? Do you see how that person didn't have to say they had results? They just said, who wants to try it with me? And I tell everyone that women do everything together. We go to the bathroom together. We join gyms together. Like, women want a few friends to do things with. So we get everybody to post 2 lines on Facebook. And then once people start commenting, like, hey, Jamie, what's Plexus? Jamie's going to freak out because Jamie's a new ambassador and it's going to get uncomfortable and not know what Plexus really is because she's just getting started. When people feel uncomfortable, they quit. So you have to provide stability and security and help them. So you are going to tell Jamie to start a 3-way message. And it's going to say something like this. Hey girl, I don't know much about Plexus because I'm just getting started. So I included my friend Amy, who has a fabulous story in this conversation. Amy, will you please tell her your story? And then I take the conversation over. So I'm essentially showing my brand new ambassador what you say when somebody asks these questions. Well, how do I buy? I'm answering them, not the new ambassador. The new ambassador does not want to do anything like that. They will quit on you. Most of them sign up for the wholesale cost. They're not signing up because they want to run with this right away. So if you can make their journey with Plexus very simple in the beginning, then you have a higher chance of keeping them on board. How many is everyone Ruby at your retreat, Jamie?
No, they got. I wish. I am. I think we have two rubies. They got it was our top 9 enrollers, so it was open to our first 3 levels only. But there are people that are silver. Is anybody not silver? So everyone's at least silver, but they had to, it was the top 9 sponsoring ambassadors.
So the workers, that's amazing.
These are our runners, so you didn't have to be a specific rank.
So this is exactly what who y'all are right now is the 20%. If you've ever heard any of my calls, that's what I always say. 20% of people work. That's it. 20%. So you are the 20%. That's it. So guys, like 80% of people fall off. 80% of people don't work. So you cannot focus on the 80%. You have to focus on the 20%. There's not going to be a lot of you. You're special. You're different. You see a vision. 20% of people. I tell everyone, as you're walking around town, you will see in Walmart, in the grocery stores, everywhere you go, you see the 80% that are barely working, that are lazy. I mean, if you've owned your own business or you've worked in the corporate America, you know those people. They're lazy. So just because they join your Plexus team does not mean they're going to work. So people think it's a lottery ticket. That's what a lot of people think. I'm going to join network marketing, and if I don't have success in the first 4 months, not even, sometimes it's 2 months, I'm quitting. Guys, if I guaranteed you that in 4 years, this is what I tell my team. If I guaranteed you in 4 years, you'd make $10,000 a month, have a Lexus, and win a Hawaii trip, would you stick with me? Would you let me hire you, and you just have to give me 1 or 2 hours a day of your time? 1 to 2 hours a day in 4 years of your life. Would you be happy with $10,000 a month after 4 years? Because I don't believe you will not make Emerald in 4 years if you work this business consistently every single day for 1 or 2 hours. That's it. I'm not asking you to work like I did. I worked 8 hours a day. I wanted diamond in a year, and my husband's a diamond too. And we hit diamond. That's me basically twice. This November will be my 2-year mark with Plexus. And I tell people, you don't get there by working 1 or 2 hours a day. I mean, I sacrificed a lot. It wasn't easy, but it's worth it to me. But guys, would it be worth it to you if in 4 years you were an Emerald? Would you still think it was worth it? You're not going to make that kind of money as a teacher. You're not going to make 10 grand a month, a free Hawaii trip and a Lexus. What other corporate job gives you that much? So I think that we just keep our minds so focused on, well, I'm only a senior ruby or I'm only a gold. Guys, that's huge. If you compare yourself to corporate America, you're making a huge chunk of money as a senior ruby or as an emerald. That's a lot of money. So if you just keep it in perspective and get real with yourself and keep your blinders on and not focus to the left or the right, like, all these people are making diamond or all these people are making jewel level and I'm still here as a senior gold. You're one person away from the top. My husband was a senior gold in December. He hit diamond in May. Senior gold to diamond from December to May. So how does that happen?
Donna, get busy.
Right? So you say, Amy, you say that you worked your business 8 hours a day, and I know you're strong with cold contact. What did you do? You just were like, hey, we're just going to go around in town today and just talk to people?
Well, I really worked my Facebook feed, at first, because I just now am getting on Instagram. But I worked Facebook all the time. I posted twice a day, and I reached out, I started friending everybody I could on Facebook, and then I'd send them all messages. And I work really hard with getting out of my social tier. So I don't sound like a snob. Eric and I were not in a huge social tier. We weren't doctors, lawyers. We made about 150 grand a year, and we had some real estate property. So that's good at our age. I mean, we're doing good. We're living in Hawaii. We're doing good. But I'm not friends with doctors. I'm friends with people that live paycheck to paycheck that, I'm having to convince that they can afford $100 a month or $150 a month. So my social class was not where Celeste Wynn's was. When Celeste Wynn started, all her friends were rich, and she could say drop $150, and they did it. And she'll say that too. I wasn't there, and most people aren't. So you have to start getting out of your social circle. So what that meant for me was I was a headhunter. Like I specifically targeted people that were smarter than me and that had wide range of influence and more friends than me. So for example, like Brooke Hemingway, she hit diamond this month. Her husband's a doctor here on Kauai. She was the head doctor. Her husband's the head doctor and she was the fitness instructor. That's like a perfect combination. And I reached out to her for 1 year. No, 10 times probably over a year. And I finally got her and she hit diamond in a year. I targeted the one lactation consultant we have on island. And I went to her. I went to the #1 hair salon on island, could barely afford it, just so I could sit in the chair and talk to them for an hour and a half, 2 hours. I target people that I feel would be massive if I could give them the vision. And so that's what I've done. I've just targeted really good people. So every decision you make needs to be specific.
So when you target these people and go out to talk to them, what do you say?
So if I'm sitting getting my hair done, I'm just like, yeah, I work for this company called Plexus. You've never heard of it? How have you not heard of Plexus? Like I turn it around where they're like I don't know how they haven't heard of Plexus. And that's like my standard line all the time. I walk into Whole Foods and I say, hey, I was looking everywhere for a Whole Foods because we don't have one on our island. I love this place. And then they say, oh, where do you live? Kauai. And then I say something like, hey, are you on Facebook? I'd love to connect with you. And I like put my phone in their face. And no one tells me no. Like what Bridget was saying, no one tells me no. And then my Facebook looks fun, happy, positive, exciting. You're selling your life with Plexus. If you take a picture of yourself holding the pink drink every day for a cheesy graphic, no one's going to sign up. And I tell people even now, like I could post that I'm giving away a free bag of Slim on my page to any non-Plexus person, and I'd have 0 people comment. And I'm a diamond. I'd have 0 people come. It's crickets out there. So what I have to do is I have to purpose to get people in my Facebook feed. So you have to get 3 to 5 people on your as Facebook friends. That's what I do. I try and get 3 to 5 people a day on my Facebook feed. Bridget and I just went to Costco, and I got 2 new Facebook friends from Costco. So as soon as I left the parking lot, I wrote down black girl from the deli counter. This person from the, you have to like something that's going to help you remember, dreadlock girl behind the, the fruit store. You just have to think of like whatever, and you have to have a running list because they're not going to sign up until you followed up with them at least 5 times, usually. So just keep reaching out.
Did you ever like cold market anybody on Facebook? Not just talking to people out. Okay.
No, I've never friended anybody that I have no connection with and sent them messages. I've never done that. But I have joined a ton of Facebook groups just recently because Christy White, y'all know who she is. She's amazing. She's a diamond. She had joined and had 18 cents left to her name after she joined Plexus. And she is a diamond in a very, very small town. And she talks about how she hit diamond by joining Facebook groups. So like you join like homeschool groups or whatever it is, and then you make friends that way.
That's how I built a lot of my team. And that's
great.
Curious, because I don't know these people, so it's hard to know what to say to certain people. Just build a relationship. But
yeah, you have to go case by case. Like people always say, I hit people straight out a lot of times because I don't have time to build relationships anymore. Like, how do you have time to build relationships with people? So some people I just hit right off the bat. But if they're like a like-minded mom, then I know if I just straight out say, like I start following them on Instagram and then I straight out say, hey, I'm with Plexus. I'd love to talk to you this week. They're going to instantly not be excited with me. So I have to build that relationship first. It's just case by case.
Anybody else have any questions? Anything? What did you say to the lady at Costco? Just what you said, just, hey, I feel like people are going to think you're crazy, but like, here, be my friend on Facebook. Like, is this a crazy stalker lady?
Yeah. And they really don't, though. Isn't that the craziest thing? No one's ever told me no. And so when I'm talking, maybe because I have all these kids around me, today I only had 2 kids, but I was talking to her and I was like, yeah, my friend's visiting. I live here on Kauai. My friend's visiting. She has 7 kids too. And they're like, how do y'all have that many kids? I'm like, well, are you on Facebook? You can follow us. Here, put your name in. So I don't even mention Plexus. I try and use my family's angle. Before we were traveling in the bus, I had to use something different, because I could not use the bus or anything like that. But I would always say, hey, I'd love to connect with you. And I need some friends on island, or whatever you want to say. Hey, do you want to have a play date? We'll go to the park. You can say whatever and then just put your phone in front of them. And guys, it's going to be the most uncomfortable thing you've ever done. I mean, you're really going to be so uncomfortable, but after the first couple times, it gets so much easier where now I could go up, Bridget could dare me to go up to somebody, like, you're in middle school, I dare you to go up to them. I could do that because you get so comfortable after a while.
So I can just use my crazy 8 kids running around, be like, yeah, just follow me on Facebook, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has 8 every day.
Yeah, I have 8. Okay,
Yeah,
just follow me. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can do it.
See, and there's no excuses, right? Like, you have 8 kids. I have 7. Bridget has 7. I tell people too, like, even if you have 1 kid, you're probably overwhelmed. Like, kids in general are overwhelming. It doesn't matter how many you have. Like, they're all overwhelming. But, like, everybody's life is so different, and what overwhelms you is so different that I never tell people, well, I did it and I have 7 kids, because that's not true. It's just whatever. Plexus requires sacrifice. I mean, it doesn't matter if you work a full-time job. You have to sacrifice for this company, but it's worth it in the long run. You just have to have such a strong why that you can actually visualize it and see it. Like, I would visualize going to the bank and cashing a $50,000 check. I would visualize that. And on my dream board, I didn't have pictures of cars or houses, nothing. I just had $50,000 written on my dream board. That's it. That's all I had, $50,000. And I had a timeline of how I was going to make that. And so I knew that if I was going to hit a certain rank, like for y'all, if I was a Ruby, I would have a board made, and a whiteboard, and I would fill in that I had to make senior Ruby. So senior Ruby is 150 people and your levels 1 through 3. So on my whiteboard would be labeled 1 through 150. And I would put all the names in. The people whose auto ships are going to go out for a fact. You write all of them in. And then I need 24 more ambassadors to join my team this month with a grace of like 10. And that's how I'm going to make the next rank. So I didn't have these big lofty goals of I'm going to be diamond in 2 years. I took small goals. So if you're a silver, you're making your board gold. If you're gold, you're making your board senior gold. And it needs to be in your face all day, because you need to know what your goal is. It needs to be, I need 12 ambassadors this month to join my team, because the following month, their auto ships will go out, their 100 PV will go through, and I'll be a gold, or I'll be a senior gold. But you have to set yourself up the month before for your ranks.
That's perfect, because that's what I'm talking about tomorrow.
Yay!
Anybody else have stuff? Any questions? I think who has a question?
I have more questions about Instagram, but I think that's more Bridget. Like, how do you hashtag yourself?
How do you even do Instagram?
So I'm a big Instagrammer, and I hashtag we're J Crew, because we're all J's. And so I do J Crew Kingston. And you can, for free, create a website that redirects to your Plexus website and hashtag it jcrewkingston.com, so that people know that that's me. Or since I teach, I'll also do Teachers of Instagram, and I hashtag, Plexus Freedom in there, because my Plexus Freedom in that same post is being able to go back and teach high schools on my terms. So you're kind of putting it in
Do you
there.
hashtag your website?
I do.
You put,
And see, I'm not hashtagging my website yet or any of that just because I'm afraid people are going to like think, oh, she's a network marketer. So what I'm trying to do, like for me, I'm doing road school, adventure, RVers, stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home dad, retirement, Kauai, like wherever I'm at. And so I'm getting tons of followers because I have a niche. My niche is a large family. Like you should write large family logistics. Just search in the Google search bar, type trending hashtags. Like Jamie can show you because she knows how to do it, but type trending hashtags and they'll pull up and you'll be able to see. I mean, you could write love, friends. I mean, stupid stuff, coconuts. I mean, there's like all kinds of things.
And it is, and on my Instagram, I get like 5 people I don't know that want to follow me every day because I'll put like J. Crew family, teachers of Instagram, like I'll get messages, hey, I saw you're a teacher, and so at first I was a little creeped out because my Instagram was just for my family, but I've started transitioning it to more business like Bridget, and it's amazing how many people find you from
Okay, I have a
this
question.
weird hashtag.
I started with Angie on our team is really big into hashtags. So she taught Jen and I to hashtag at convention this year. I had somebody steal my password and break into my Instagram for like 4 days in a row, and then I had to do whatever, capital, lowercase, number, explanation, mark, whatever, for my password, and I still get these emails about people trying to break into my password now. Or random, once I started getting followers that I don't actually know.
I don't know. I mean, if
Like
somebody,
that.
I have had people I have been told no because they look like a stripper and.
So is yours is closed and you approve all of them, or is
I'm sorry. I don't want your half naked butt on my Instagram. Like,
That'll get y'all a lot of followers. Just start posing in your thongs. Everybody that has like 80,000 followers, every time I click on them, I'm like, oh my goodness, she has 80,000 followers. I click, and of course, because she's in her thong in like every picture. I'm like, nope, don't want you on my team. Nope, I'm good.
Yep. I mean, that's what I do. I'll look and I'm like, okay, I do not want that type of person on my team. I don't want that type of person following my family, so I don't approve them.
so yours is closed, but you have to
Mine,
approve
yeah,
everything.
I have to approve every person. I do, because I do post pictures of my kids. But people are so quick to friend you on Instagram. I mean, they don't care. They just like one of your hashtags, So.
But yeah, so definitely utilize Instagram, Facebook. I mean, guys, we're not out and about all day, every day. You're a mom of 8. I mean, there's lots of y'all have a life. You have to use social media as your outlet. But like, that's what y'all should be doing while you're here. Y'all should be making your list and reaching out to potentials every day. Every day. And I know it's scary, but have your chicken list and you need to be reaching out every day. And then if you feel like you're level 1s, so even my girl that went diamond yesterday, I still reach out to her and I'll say, hey, Brooke, do you have 3 people that we can do a Zoom with on Wednesday, and I'm going to go over the products? She's a diamond. And the only reason is because I'm offering that third-party validation, and I want her to still be sponsoring people. So even if you're a Ruby, you should still be trying to get 3 people on a Zoom with your upline, because you still want to be growing. You want to be doing the same steps you did as a silver. You want to be like going after people as hard as you did when you were first starting. Don't just like become a senior gold, and you're like, well, I'm just managing this team. I'm posting in my team page all the time. That's not going to work. Like, it's just not going to work, because you could do that all day, every day, manage your people, and it's just not going to get you anywhere. I just signed up 12 people, I was saying last month, 10 people. All 10 are like not going to work. So 2 of them are working. So those 2 girls, I work with every single day, and I use the app Voxer. If y'all have heard of that, Voxxer. It's a walkie-talkie, and so all of my runners are on Voxer. I don't use Facebook Messenger. I use Voxer. And Bridget does the same thing, and it's so easy because I can talk to them all day long. Hey, girl, how many people have you reached out to today? Thinking about you. What do you need me to do? And I'm in contact every single day with my runners. That sounds crazy, but like as soon as they fly, I take 2 under my wing all the time. I always 2 newbies under my wing. And once those 2 can like fly and they've had me long enough, I let them go because I need to duplicate myself to 2 more. What a lot of people mess up and do is they find a running partner. You're a Ruby, you find a senior gold, and you all team up and you work really well together and you bust everything out. And then you're not duplicating yourself down to other people. You have to be duplicatable. That is what makes Plexus work. It doesn't matter if you have the best training. It doesn't matter if you have the best systems in place. What duplicates down is what is going to work with your team. Because I cannot possibly reach out to level 7s now. But I've duplicated so well that my leaders do the same thing I do. They say the same things I do. You could go to an opportunity meeting that my team does, and they say every word that I say. And because we brainstorm off of each other, and we all do the same thing, so it's easy. Your system has to be easy. Very easy. Simple. Plexus for Dummies. There's books out there at Barnes & Noble's, Computer for Dummies, all of that stuff. Plexus for Dummies. Like, we all need to dumb it back down. Sign people up. That's it. Sign people up. If they want it, they'll go. There'll be a Jamie, and you'll be like, I'm Diamond! Oh my goodness, I'm a Diamond! Because you got people like Jamie on your team. So just keep digging, guys. Keep working and keep trying to sign people up that are runners.
Thank you so much, Amy. Does anybody have anything else? No? No? All right. Well, thank you so much, Amy, for
Thank you.
from Hawaii.